You are listening to the Hodges Huddle, where we discuss all things in the wide world of sports. Here is your KLSU sports team. Welcome into the Hodges Huddle, everyone. I'm your host for the last time, Jaden Smith. And today we got everybody with me. We got Brock, Noah, Randallin, and that guy, that's the guy that thinks Michael Jackson
Let's
is
let's
over.
start off with
Let's
this.
start that off.
He told me, I don't know which camera I'm on. He told me yesterday, we were talking. I was talking about the Michael Jackson movie because I went to see it. He has the audacity to tell me, well, I just think Michael Jackson's overrated.
My exact words were, I actually think he's kind of overrated.
This is why
Is
we
that
talk
any
sports.
different than what Noah just
And
said?
let me stand here and just say, I'm not saying he's a bad artist. I'm not saying that he wasn't a generational, performer in that time. But when
In
people
that time?
like in the time where he was performing in like the 90s. But when people
80s.
are
You got the decade wrong,
70s,
man.
80s,
all right,
60s as well.
when people are passing out at a Super Bowl at just the sight of you, like I think that's a little more like that's a little glazed. That's a little overrated here. All right, I'm never driving my car and I'm like, yo, I really gotta
have a
hear.
car?
Yeah, just out here.
Okay.
I'm never like I gotta listen to Michael Jackson right
Yeah, how
now.
many Grammy nominations you got?
Oh, what a callback! Listen. Hey. All I'm saying is
I'm just saying Michael Jackson has 38 Grammy
well,
nominations.
good for Michael Jackson,
Well,
but
also-
I
And
think
he's won
overrated.
13.
I think he's overrated. I don't think he's a bad musician, but like if you listen to his music, like honestly,
rock with you.
his music is not like I gotta pass out at the sight of seeing this dude. Like I'd rather like the Beatles come back than Michael Jackson.
Okay, wait. I also want to chime in and just say that his favorite artist is Polo G and
That
Rod
is,
Wave.
that is not true. That
Let's
is
get
not
married.
true.
Let's get married.
All right, that is just rap music. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is why we talk sports.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, it's like if
And you
people,
work at a radio station saying that. By the way.
exactly. If people call you the GOAT and you're not the GOAT, that makes you overrated.
But he is the GOAT.
But he's not.
All right, let's get into sports.
All right, bro.
Yeah, this making my head. We got a lot to talk about today. We got the World Cup, we got the NBA playoffs, we got the NFL draft that just recently passed, and we got some other headlines coming out. So I guess we'll kick it off right now with NBA playoffs. Randallin, your team is currently up 3-2. Celtics fan. How are you feeling?
Well, first off, I'm upset because I don't know how you lose that last game.
At home.
At home.
At home,
like
Now you got to win Game 6 on the road.
exactly, and it's just really annoying. And I feel like they always do this. Like them home games sometimes. It's hard to like get a win out of there, and it's like you're at home, like you're in your own environment. But yeah, I was really upset by the win, and like you lose by like over 10 points, like that, unacceptable, I think. But I don't know, you got to go into Game 6 with a different mindset, and yeah,
sure.
that's all I got.
Do you think they pull it out in Game 6?
Yeah, for sure. I don't think I don't know. It's hard to say because like also you're on the road in Philly. That's kind of hard, but I don't know. I think you let this one game slip away from you, and then you go in and you win this one.
Okay.
Well, aside from that game, like the offenses looked really good. They've been.
Yeah.
I said this not too long ago. I think either on the last pod or on the Sunday show, but that offense is clicking on all cylinders, and it's. I think that was a bad night. You never want to put up 97 points in a playoff game,
Yeah.
Right.
unless.
11 in the fourth.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Unless you're the Magic, who have been putting up less than 100 and still winning
Right.
because
Right.
Pistons are not doing good. But we'll get to the Pistons.
Yeah.
But like I still trust personally. I still trust Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. I think in terms of duos in the playoffs right now, I don't think that there's a better duo that clicks as well as those two. And just for that, like Sixers are very shoddy on and off. Probably the most on and off team in the playoffs. That might be a
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, like
Their best bet is to just get hot.
yeah.
And
Which, when you have Tyrese Maxey and now Joel Embiid is back, it's easy to get hot for the 76ers now, which is why they're kind of given the Celtics more of a fight
Yes.
than what people thought they would do. So I still think it's a safe bet to go with the Celtics.
I agree. They just have so much pedigree, and especially against this team in particular. But Jason Tatum typically shows up in elimination games. Maybe not the last one, but he typically shows up in elimination games. Same thing with Jaylen Brown. And yes, the Sixers they're at their best when they get hot. Everyone is, but the Celtics, when they get hot, they get hot. Like they can put up 130, 140 points easily, just shooting from beyond the arc.
Yeah, in sports, I think it's all about momentum. And when you give a team that really shouldn't be winning, like the Sixers, momentum like that,
Okay,
and they
yeah.
get Game 6 at home, I think Game 6 will be tough for the Celtics. But I do think they close it out in Game 7. I do think this goes to 7. But I think Embiid coming back has really unlocked this Sixers team for sure.
I
He
think
had
it has
33 last night.
Yeah.
He's
He's only like 2 weeks removed from surgery.
Yeah.
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 and like him eating space down low frees up guys like Maxey and Edgecombe for them to get hot. So I think they had to win Game 5. I really do. I think it's good to 7.
Embiid and Maxey have been complimenting each other
Yeah.
so well since Embiid has came back from his injury.
Y'all really better blow a 3-1 lead.
Oh, you think they're gonna blow
Like,
it?
you're going to blow a 3-1 lead to the Philadelphia
Don't even say
76ers.
that.
Like,
We're not. We're not.
You actually think that, or you just?
I think Boston in 7. But
Oh, you think it's gonna go
I
7?
think it would go 7, but I would not mind Sixers in 7.
I wouldn't mind it either.
Don't do
you
it.
know,
Don't do
the
it.
NBA is
Don't.
better when Boston isn't winning. It's
I
so boring.
completely agree.
Yeah. But another series that has a chance to go 7, the Knicks and Hawks. The Knicks currently have a 3-2 lead over the Hawks after being down 2-1. Do we think this one goes 7? The Knicks, they really handled them in the last game. Or you think they close it out on the road?
I think they close it out on the road. I got to give Atlanta credit here. The 2 games they
I
won.
thought they were going to get swept or gentlemen swept.
I mean, C.J. McCollum hitting 2-game winners just sounds wrong. Still saying that, but I mean, good for him and good for Atlanta. Like I said, give them credit, but I think New York handles them tomorrow night, and they move on.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think the Hawks are built for this. I think it's just kind of one of those things where
Yeah.
the Knicks are just better. They're just the Knicks. Yeah. And
Yeah.
The Hawks' best player is Nickeil Alexander-Walker right now, and that says a lot when that's your best player. And like what Will said, all respect to the Hawks, Nickeil Alexander-Walker is balling, but
that ain't gonna
that's
not
not
gonna be
that's
enough.
not gonna, you like. There's only so many times C.J. McCollum could bail you out.
It's
Yeah.
crazy that the Atlanta Hawks are like the New Orleans Pelicans of like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
When you look at their roster, it's like, well, he's a Pell, he's a Pell, he's a Pell.
Is Larry Nance? No, he's on the Cavs.
Nah, he's on the
Cavs,
Cavs.
yeah. I miss Larry Nance.
Yeah.
Don't we all, man?
Yeah, this kind of what I just said about the last series is the inverse. I think the Hawks were getting momentum, and then the Knicks just completely shut that down yesterday with a 30-point win.
Yeah, I think they figured them out.
Yeah.
But you said the Hawks just aren't built for this. So we're going to talk about a team that seems to not be built for this in the East. The 1 seed, the Detroit Pistons, are down 3-1 to the Orlando Magic. And this has just really just been an ugly series for the Pistons. Jalen Duren in particular, he is having the worst stretch of play of his life. I think he's playing himself out of a max contract extension. What's going wrong for the Pistons? Why are they down 3-1?
Everything. I mean, they can't shoot.
Can't shoot. Oh my.
Magic's defense has been airtight. Like, I got to give respect to the Magic. They're playing the best defense they've played all year in the most important series in Magic for a while. Like, I can't remember the last time the Magic had a playoff series, I guess, this important. You know what I mean? To be able to come up.
Playoff series at all.
Yeah, fair point. So, Paolo Banchero is the difference maker in this series. I feel bad for Cade Cunningham because his lung collapsed, and he's still the only person on that team who looks like he remembered how to play basketball.
Yeah.
And respect to the Magic. I don't think they're going to make it past the next round, but I think they play at 6 o'clock tonight. I think they end it tonight.
You think they ended
I think they end it tonight. Or I guess if they ended it yesterday when y'all see this. That's my prediction. Hopefully it comes true. If not, then, I mean, Magic are going to win the series. This is...
Because even if they lose tonight, they'd have a chance to still close out at home in Game 6.
It feels like it's insurmountable for the Pistons right now. And I don't think I've ever been this like have as little. I don't think I've ever had as little confidence as this in a 1 seed ever.
I also think the problem is too with the Pistons is like you're trying to come back too late. I was like looking at the
Too
box
little, too late.
score.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking at the box score, and it's like you're catching up, and you guys have the same amount of points like in the fourth quarter and the third quarter, but like you didn't show up first half, you know, and I think that's the problem. I think if they get that under control for tonight, then they could possibly win it out. But
Yeah.
if you can't, it's looking really
You're going
ugly
home.
for them. Yeah, it's
Simple
looking
as
ugly.
that.
Yeah.
I said I didn't think they had the Heat run in them, the Magic. Every day I watch them play, every time I watch them play, I get a little more confident that not only will they win this series, that they could beat a Cleveland team or they could beat a Toronto. Like, it's really not that crazy to think about in my mind. I don't think they make the finals, but, like, if Pablo Banchero can continue to play at this level, I think Orlando has the Eastern Conference Final, like, in sight. I think it is within reach, an appearance, not winning it,
Yeah.
but an appearance in the ECF. That would be monumental for Orlando.
For sure. Yeah, I think obviously they've been getting outplayed. The first thing that caught my eye, the last game, they cannot
bad,
shoot.
yeah.
They can't throw a rock in the ocean, man. Like it is genuinely sad and you can't throw a rock in the ocean. And they're being forced to play a style of basketball that favors the Orlando Magic. These low-scoring games, that's playing right into Orlando's hands. Detroit has been one of the highest-scoring offenses all season. They've averaged over 110 points per game, and I don't think they've eclipsed that mark once in this entire series.
I think they did twice.
Twice?
I actually looked at that. They've had 2 games this series where they didn't reach over 100, which is embarrassing. Which is very embarrassing.
It's 2026, man.
And to Will's point as well, like I also agree. I'm getting more confidence in the Magic to make that run. I don't think they'll do it, but like they're doing really well against a very high-powered defense. They're not the best defense, but I mean they average the most blocks. They're up there in opponents' points off turnovers, steals, and like defensive rating. They're up there as well. I want to say they're in the top 10 or at least tied for it. So you know. I think if they face a team like the Cavs I have definitely a better chance on offense. Like obviously, I mean, they're a lot more high powered than the Pistons are right now. I think the Magic could make a run to the conference finals. Should it come to that, I have little hope. I'd have to see how they do in the next round.
Yeah.
But
Well, let's not get too ahead of ourselves
Yeah.
because you still got to finish the job, and we've seen teams come back down 3-1 before.
Yeah.
It actually kind of, ever since it happened in 2016, it seems a lot more feasible now for some reason. But speaking of the Cavs and the Raptors, that's a series that I honestly, after the first 2 games, I thought it was going to be a scratch. I thought Toronto had nothing for them, and they proved me wrong. They won back. They did what they were supposed to do. They won the games at home. The series is now going back to Cleveland for Game 6. Who takes Game 6, and who we got taking the series?
Toronto has all the momentum in the world right now. And this is a tough one because I think I picked the Cavs to make it to the conference finals and go to the finals because
you picked that Lakers-Cavs
I picked the
rematch
Lakers-Cavs
or reunion
because I thought that was that's what the script says. But like Scotty Barnes has been great. Brandon Ingram
has been terrible.
He's been terrible, but last game he put up 23. He's been a lot better.
Trade him back to NOLA.
I like that idea, man. Hey, good idea, Will. And you know, RJ Barrett has been a pretty pleasant surprise. Maybe not a surprise. I mean, he's doing what you signed him to do.
Right.
But I mean, he's been, I guess, a leader in a way. And then Scotty Barnes, obviously. So I like the Raptors' momentum right now. But the big test obviously is going to be winning on the road.
Yeah.
With that momentum and seeing if you can keep it. And you know, it's scary because you got 2 guys with star power in Donovan Mitchell and James Harden, and those guys can shut you down in an instant if they get hot. So I think I'm going to go with the Cavs to win Game 5. And, I That's my pick.
Okay, Brock.
Yeah, I think this is one of those series where it's just the home team's gonna win every single one. I just have that feeling because it's literally been a tale of two series. Feels like the first two games, like you said, Cavs dominated, and then the Raptors looked like they dominated the last two. So I think either the home team's gonna win the rest of the games, or whoever can steal a road game's gonna win. Which I am gonna stick with the Cavs just because their veteran presence with Donovan Mitchell and James Harden. But like, it would not shock me at all to see the Raptors go and grab the game in Cleveland tonight.
I mean, I completely agree with Brock. I think it's one of those things where just the home team's going to take it. I don't think, when you look at Cleveland on the road, they weren't great, but they weren't terrible. They had a winning record on the road this year, but it wasn't like they were elite. Same with Toronto. And so I really just think the one thing Cleveland needs to, get going for them is they need James Harden and Donovan Mitchell to start hitting some shots, especially in that last game. I think Donovan Mitchell was like 4 for 20 or something, and that just can't happen. You got to be more consistent. I think in Game 3, James Harden was like 3 for 10 from 3, and Donovan Mitchell was 1 for 7, or maybe I have that flipped. But you need them to, you need your shooters, your scorers to start scoring a little bit. Yeah, and they were doing that the first 2 games at home. I guess international games aren't for everyone, But I really do think Cleveland will come back to Cleveland and handle Toronto. Yeah. I just think it's one of those things where the guys on this Raptors team just aren't – there's not one guy that seems like they're built for a series like this where they can get you over the line. I mean, you'd want that to be a guy like Brandon Ingram, and he's just playing terrible right now. He's playing like Jalen Durant.
Yeah.
It's just he already has his contract. So
to that point about the home court advantage, I don't think there's a better home court advantage in NBA playoffs than the Raptors.
Really?
Because they have a whole country behind them. True. And
I don't know. The Spurs looks pretty.
The Spurs.
Pretty
the Spurs. I'll give it to.
You mean like in general, or just like in the playoffs right now? Playoffs right now.
Oh, just in general.
I'd say
okay.
Like I think the Raptors.
I gotta go Warriors.
Or Boston.
Maybe the Raptors are just my.
No, not
New York.
Boston. New York.
Yeah, that's true.
New York.
I don't know how to slip my
Raptors.
But the Raptors are up there.
Raptors, New York, Celtics. Celtics always have.
Definitely not Detroit.
But definitely not Detroit.
No, not Detroit.
But
I think it's on. Oh, sorry. Did you?
Oh no, I don't have an opinion. I picked Coco Jones' man. That's what I'm sticking with. So.
Oh my gosh.
That's all I got.
Well, I'm picking that team too, not for the same reason.
For Coco Jones, yeah.
What Brock said, I think this is the most obvious. Home team wins the series in 7 games. Series ever, just because of how dominant the two teams have looked at home. It's been night and day. I will say, I also think the Cavs need to win this more than anything because if they lose in the first round, like James Harden's legacy is already kind of finicky. Yeah, as Noah said earlier.
Word of the day.
Word of the day, finicky. But James Harden, after Game 4, he now has 44 career playoff games with as many or more turnovers than field goals.
Oh,
that is ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
They desperately, or I don't want to say desperately because, it's James Harden. But, you got to get out of the first round. You have to get out of the first round. You strong-arm your way out of every situation. You did it again this year in the middle of the season. Surely you didn't do all that to get out of the first round. So I'm going to just leave it at that. Let's go to the West. Tonight we got the Rockets are going to take on the Lakers in Game 5 in L.A., down 3-1. They could have got swept.
Could have.
We all thought they were getting swept Sunday night after seeing Kevin Durant didn't play. He's also not playing tonight. Can the Rockets push it to 6?
It's over.
Oh, you think it's over?
I have a quick point. I think what we saw in Game 5 was just a team, or Game 4, sorry, a team that didn't want to end their season. Their play was it was either win or go home, and they all played up better. I don't think that's gonna be sustainable, especially when they're going back to LA. And I think LeBron closed it out at home.
Yeah.
Okay.
So going back to the home court advantage point, I mean, LA is undeniable when it comes to home court advantage, and the Rockets, I don't think they stand a chance as long as they're in somebody else's arena in the playoffs. So we're going with the Lakers, and the Lakers are going to face the Thunder, and that's going to be scary for my prediction, but we'll see what happens.
Again, gonna agree with Brock here. It's one of those situations where I think you play more for like pride, and it's like, all right, our season's probably gonna end here, but let's just not get swept at home, because I don't think there's anything more embarrassing than getting
Oh, that's
swept
embarrassing.
as a non-8 seed at home. And so shout out to Houston. I guess they played up to the occasion, but when you just look at how they've played this series, they just. It's like they're finding every way to lose, The game will be competitive, and it's like, all right, well, think back to Game 3. I mean, that was just one of the, if not the biggest playoff collapse in a single game I've ever seen. And again, is it the fact that Kevin Durant's out, or is it just this Houston team? Because I don't think KD's wins them Game 1 or Game 2.
He didn't.
I don't think he's the difference in that game if he plays, and because he didn't win him Game 3.
Or his game two.
I mean, I'm
game
sorry.
two, yeah.
I'm
Same
sorry.
thing, it was game two.
I'm sorry. Had him flipped. So, but again, it's just like it's another legacy thing for me. Like, if you're Kevin Durant,
Are y'all counting it? Like, if let's say the Rockets lose this series and Kevin Durant has only played one game in this series, are y'all like knocking that against him?
I am, because I think, especially now, like think. I guess maybe it's different because it's the NBA Finals, but think what Tyrese Halliburton did last year when he played through the injury in the finals. And yes, it's the finals, but it's still a playoff series. Kevin Durant doesn't have a ring. All right, I'm sorry.
Played through what injury?
The calf injury
played with the
in
calf.
games 6 and 7, and then he tore it.
Nope.
Kevin Durant definitely has a ring.
That's totally different.
So-
Man.
Kevin Durant's got.
Well, but he's got an ankle injury. You
He
can.
has a bone bruise in the ankle.
I feel like you can play through an ankle.
That's the same
sprain.
injury Anthony Edwards has right now.
Yeah.
You sure? That
But
Anthony Edwards
KD's
is bad.
day for day.
You said what?
He's
KD's
day to day. He's listed.
I think if
as day to
KD
day.
could have, well, I'm gonna go finish.
I just feel like if you're day to day.
No, he's not listed as day to day. He's listed as
No, but he was listed originally as day
But
because they
yeah.
ruled him out.
Yeah.
But he's like it's a day to day length.
Day to day, yeah.
I just think KD just doesn't want to play for Houston.
That's what I'm. That's
Like,
what
I
I'm
just
saying.
think-
I think
Y'all
it's
think-
KD trying to
We saw
duck.
because we saw what he was saying about his
Yeah,
teammates.
KD files.
The KD
the
files.
KD files.
It's kind of
Look,
true.
we talked about this
Yeah.
on the Sunday show. If he needs to go out and put his body on the line for not just his legacy, but for this team. It doesn't matter if you don't like the guys or not. You're playing to win a championship, and you're down. I don't care if you're down 3-1. Go play. Just
Beat a
make
team.
make an effort. Yeah, just win a game.
I think if that were I think if he could go, he would go. I think if that was the
think
case, like, oh well, I'm gonna get up and play for my team. I think them winning Game 4 would have prompted him to get up for this game. If that was the case, I just
He thinks the season's over.
do. I think he thinks that.
Yeah.
I think he thinks that.
I can't say that. I don't know because anything could happen. Like
I think he thought the season was over a long time ago.
I think players know whether or not their team can actually contend for a championship.
Yeah.
And I do think he knows that's out of the question, considering the KD fouls. But I don't know, man. I just think I can't put this against he didn't play. Like he didn't play the first game. It'd be different if he played the first game, they lost about 20, and he was like, "Oh, I'm not playing anymore."
Yeah.
Right.
And he came back Game 2. He tried to give it a go. And also I try not to ever be too harsh on these guys' injuries because I don't know what your body's going through. Like only you know that. But anyway, so everybody has the Lakers advancing. I'm assuming y'all don't think there's any scenario because I ain't gonna lie. As a LeBron fan, seeing them win that game, I'm a little scared. Because if they win tonight, it's gonna get a little.
Look, nobody's ever
I'm
come back
telling
3-0.
you.
They ain't coming back 3-0 against
I
us.
I'm telling
guarantee
you.
you, this Rockets team is not.
They're not gonna be the one to do it.
they're not
I've
gonna
doubted
be the
Braun
one.
too many times. He cannot let me down the time I'm trusting him. All right,
Yeah, I
he's
don't
not
think
gonna do it. He's not gonna do it. They're gonna win.
Okay.
The only people who think the Rockets are going to come back are the super delusional Rocket
Yeah, I was
fans.
about to say because I got a friend who's a Rockets fan. He doesn't even.
And he actually-
thought they were losing Game 4.
I'm sorry for him.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
Well, I mean,
Coming from a Pelicans
Yeah, I was
fan,
gonna
I,
say, we
could, I
could-
think
yeah.
I think I could say that. Like I get it.
Yeah.
We got swept by the
the Thunder.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
But speaking of comebacks, a team that I think is poised to make one. I predicted they would make the comeback. The Nuggets currently still down 3-2 against the Timberwolves. Game 6 is going back to Minnesota on Friday. We talked on the Sunday show about could the Nuggets come back? Would they actually come back? No, I think you said no.
Yeah.
Did you say no as well?
I don't think they win 3 in a row.
You don't think so? You don't think they're coming back?
I think they can force a game 7.
I think they can, but it takes a lot to lose 3 straight playoff games, especially, this isn't a Rockets situation. Like, I feel like you're the Timberwolves. You have a lot more depth than the Rockets to work with. It feels like you'd have to try to lose 3 straight games if you're the Timberwolves. And I have faith. Nuggets are a great team, and I don't think you can ever really count them out, especially not in this situation. But I did make the point as well that there's only so many times you can get 43 points off of a bench guy.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that was the bailout. The game Ant went out and they ended up still winning, but how many more times can you count on that to happen? But you still have Jaden McDaniels, you still have Rudy Gobert, you still have Naz Reid off the bench.
Julius Randle.
You still have Julius Randle, yeah. So
really good basketball.
and he's playing great. So I think this team is too good to drop 3 straight.
Okay. Randall, do you think the
don't know.
Nuggets can come back, or do you think the Timberwolves are just, they got too far ahead? It's over?
Personally, I want the Timberwolves to win, so I
Me
want
too.
to say that they're not going to come back. But it is looking a little scary, especially after their win in Game 5.
I will say what I don't like. I don't like seeing all this trash talking like now that y'all winning. Like all this
Yeah.
showboat now. I
Yeah.
hate that because it was
Yeah.
none of that when Anthony Edwards was
Like in the
on
locker
court.
room, is that what you're talking about?
Whoa,
no.
even
I didn't see the locker room.
even a
part.
scuffle that broke out in the middle of the game.
There was a scuffle. There was
Yeah.
the coach was being rude, like in the post game presser. Like it's just a lot of corners.
Yeah,
That's
I
why I don't
think-
want them to win.
I think you're getting kind of cocky and ahead of yourselves where that
They front runners,
might
man.
be your downfall a little bit. But I don't know. I still want the Timberwolves to win, though.
I'm gonna go Nuggets. I said it Sunday just because I think the blow of losing Anthony Edwards and Dante DiVincenzo, I do think we are gonna see the effects of that, and I'm already seeing the arguments now about it doesn't count that they came back 3-1 or Nikola Jokic is the first player to come back from 3-1 3 different times. How that's gonna help his legacy, and they just almost look like a totally different team in Game 5. It just wasn't even close. And, of course, we know why. But
Yeah. Well, also the defense definitely lacked a lot more in that Game 5.
Yeah.
I feel like so. Defense needs to, I guess, step back up. No better time to do it than back at home.
I think Game 5 was. It's also kind of like an experiment too for the Timberwolves. Like, okay, how can we line up?
that's a good point.
And that's like, you have room for error and especially when your 2 best players go out. Like the pressure's kind of off you a little bit because you have room to slip up, to drop a game like that, or to just not show up one night. And I think for that Timberwolves team, that's exactly what they need because these guys are going to have all this pressure. Like, okay, we have to perform without Ant and Dante DiVincenzo. Like, what are we going to do? We're also playing Nikola Jokic, who's always in an MVP conversation. And we're playing a team that won a finals a few years ago. Like, there's that added pressure.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of got to them. And it was like, all right, Game 5 is one of those nights where they just were trying to experiment and trying to go out and say, like, okay, you know what? Like, we can still play basketball without Anthony Edwards. We can still compete. And it's one of those things where, like, I don't think they went out there trying to close out the series. I think they went out there trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. And I think going into Game 6, you'll see a change.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that if the Timberwolves don't win Game 6, I think it's over. Because obviously DiVincenzo's out for the rest of the playoffs and probably next year.
Oh, yeah, he's done. Yeah.
And when Ant comes back, he's not going to be 100%. So I think the best thing for the Timberwolves is getting Game 6 at home because your fans are going to be even more riled up knowing that they're going to be significant underdogs probably. But if they don't win Game 6, I think it's over. I think Denver does take it.
I think so as well. I think Game 6 is going to tell me all I need to know, for sure.
You got to win at home. You can't depend on the
IO
team to
is-
go
yeah.
back. Yeah, on IO
Yeah.
and all of them to go back to Denver and win that game because
Yeah.
Denver is going to be rocking.
Oh, absolutely.
So
And I hate it for him, man.
Yeah.
But let's move on to the NFL. Draft was this past week. We got 4 Saints fans in here, one Pats fan. So let's get the Patriots out the way first. What'd you think of y'all's draft, Randall?
Yeah, I said before we started pod that I was really happy with the draft. I think we made a lot of smart moves, especially drafting offensive linemen. And it saddens me. It really does that how many times Drake May got sacked this
Oh, the
past
Super Bowl?
season.
Yeah.
Especially in those last 2 games. Those are games that you don't want to give up tackles to and sacks to. But yeah, I'm glad that we went out and we got some guys, and hopefully we'll. Why'd you laugh at that?
That was funny.
Well, I'm glad we went out and got some offensive linemen to.
Yo, I've never heard anyone say, I'm glad we went out and got offensive linemen. As a Saints fan, too, because we draft them.
Oh,
Even when it's the right pick, it's like, you never want to
I've heard some Giants fans say, "Oh,
Yeah.
we got an offensive."
You weren't a fan of the Trevor Penning pick?
Not, dude.
No. Yo, I remember where I was at when I heard that pick.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's just move on. Let's focus on this year's draft pick. Jordan Tyson is a New Orleans Saint. What I think was the best receiver in the draft. Some people think Carnell Tate. I'm gonna just let him have it. Brock, we'll start with you. What did you think of the pick and the draft overall?
Look, I think all of us are probably going to be agreeing. We wanted a guy like Caleb Downs or Monsoor Lane. We talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, this is a home run pick, in my opinion. He has the ability to be the Jamar Chase, the Justin Jefferson, the JSN, like the explosive, change the game type receiver. And the Saints needed that. But, I mean, you can tell they're buying into this young quarterback and Tyler Shuck.
Yes.
Going out and getting an alpha receiver if he stays healthy. That's not Wood, but if he stays healthy, I think he could be like a game changer receiver, like I said. But overall, I think the Saints draft was very, very good. I gave it a B+ just because I wanted us to go out and get like a corner in the early rounds. But I think the players that we did get were very, very intriguing.
I gave it an A- on Sunday, and I stand by that. I think Jordan Tyson is the best wide receiver in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
I think in terms of route runners, there's nobody better we could have picked.
And he's just athlete.
And
bro.
in terms of hands, he's the best in the draft. I mean, he's the best at probably anything we could have gotten. The only thing that people are worried about is the injury, but I think that gets solved in the NFL. I don't think that's going to be an issue. I really, really also, sticking with our wide receiver picks, really like the Bryce Lance pick. I think Bryce Lance was another home run pick, and we got him in the 4th round. 4.34 40-yard dash. I mean, that like
6'3".
yeah. So, in terms of a Rashid Shaheed replacement, I don't think I think we got the one. And then Barry Brown, obviously, I don't need to speak to Barry Brown. Barry Brown's going to be a
Kick returner.
very good special teams player. And I am with you. I think the only reason why I didn't give it an A+ is because mainly the Oscar Delp pick. Now, don't get me wrong. I think Oscar Delp is a great pick, and I see what Kellen Moore is trying to do with that pick. But I think in the 3rd round, could have gotten somebody, could have gotten a secondary piece instead. I really like the Kristen Miller pick. I think that's a great pick, but gets knocked down a couple points for Oscar Delp. Now, don't get me wrong. I think Oscar Delp is going to be phenomenal. I think the tight end packages that Kellen Moore is going to make with him, Juwan Johnson, and who else? Foster Moreau.
No, he's gone.
Is he gone?
Yeah, it's
No fan.
Noah Fant. That's who it is. Yeah. So Oscar Delp, Juwan Johnson, and Noah Fant. I think that's going to be. Sorry, my mind's thinking LSU.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be. We're going to see a lot of interesting packages this year.
Yeah,
for sure. And Jeremiah Wright was another really good pick. I really like prediction for Shuck. Really do not want him to get injured. And I think this biggest steal for the Saints was Lorenzo Styles Jr.
dude.
I think getting Lorenzo Styles in the 5th round after the combine that he had, it wasn't as good as Sonny, but I mean, this dude could play safety as good as anybody. I think that he is a 3rd round talent. He could have gone. I think he maybe could have gone 2nd round. I am really excited to see how Lorenzo Styles shapes out, and I think the Saints, give them a year to develop some of these guys, and they're back on top of the NFC South for sure.
Yeah, a guy like Lorenzo Styles too. I went and looked at all the his snap percentages to see if he could fit the nickel role that Alontae Taylor just left, and he played 61% of his snaps at nickel,
Yeah.
and 20-some% at safety.
Yeah.
So he's more of a nickel guy. I do think both your returners are Lorenzo Styles and Barry and Brown, though.
Mhm.
Like with Lorenzo Styles, he's the first Ohio State guy to return a kicks in like 15 years
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, you said he runs a 4.27. So I think he was a steal. I think our late round picks were honestly better than our top, like in terms of value. I think we're better than
Yeah.
our top picks.
Oh, absolutely. yeah.
I agree with that. Like they got a lot of Mickey Loomis seems to be good at finding some value in the later rounds. But kind of back to your point, Noah. Like I like the players we got. I don't love the positions though. And again, not hating on Oscar Dope. I actually think Oscar Dope is he was
great.
my second or third tight end in this draft class. Only because I mean, you think of Georgia, you think of the pedigree of the tight ends that they produce. It's good success there, and Oscar Dope's the next guy in succession. But I would have loved a secondary guy there, or a linebacker. Or I feel like there were so many needs that the Saints had going into this draft, addressing the tight end room when you paid Juwan Johnson, even though he isn't performing very well, and you just signed Noah Fant to add a third tight end to that room. I don't love that idea in the third round.
Yeah.
I like that idea later on. This is the LSU bias. A guy like AJ Halsey was available. A guy like Julian Neal was available. There were good quality secondary pieces available that I think they could have got. I'm not knocking the Oscar Dope selection. I'm just knocking the direction they were trying to go. And I understand Kellen Moore wants to buy in to Tyler Shuck. And I understand that they want to address the concerns in the passing games. I mean, that offense had pretty much zero athletes last year. I mean, you traded Rashid Shaheed, and it's
Saying
just,
that about an NFL team is crazy.
It's
Like,
crazy.
That says a lot.
yeah, the Saints had so many holes that they were gonna leave something out,
Yeah.
obviously. But I just feel like they left it kind of too late.
I'll say, while they didn't address some of the needs they needed, obviously, probably could use a better word there, but I liked how they went out and got veterans to fill those roles. They
Yeah.
obviously traded for Tyree Wilson,
Right.
who's going to
Yeah.
be a project.
Like
Right.
Maybe
Well,
we
no,
see
they said he was just gonna have a 1
well,
year
yeah, that's
like
what I'm saying.
trial.
Maybe it's a Chase Young type of thing, a resurgence of his career.
Mm.
And then they went and signed Martin Emerson, who
I did see that. Yeah.
people kind of forget how he was very good with Cleveland. He just tore his Achilles last year, so he didn't play. So I do like how they went out and got veterans to try and fill those roles. Now, if they don't work, obviously next draft I fully expect them to go defense. But I mean, might as well take the young guys on offense to build around Tyler Shuck to the days of Ronnie Bell and Marquez Callaway and Samari Toure are gone. I'm glad they went and addressed that. Yeah, dude.
No more little Jordan Humphrey.
Yeah, I remember.
Kirkwood.
Tommy
Dude, I
Lee
go
Lewis.
off.
Probably the greatest, LeJordan Humphrey. That's probably my favorite name. And
Lil
Good
Jordan
returner
Humphrey.
too.
Like that. You can't draft a guy with that. But anyway,
He was a dog at Texas.
he was.
I think he was. I think he went undrafted.
I
LeJordan.
couldn't tell you. He played meaningful snaps for my favorite football team. So
Yeah,
shows-
that's the important part. But I want to talk about this NCAA men and women side of things. This actually just hit me. They are in the process of extending the tournament from 64 teams to 76 teams. I think this is the most unnecessary, stupidest, money-hungry idea ever. I think it's totally ridiculous. I think it's really pathetic, too, to be honest with you. I think when you do something that's so obviously money-driven, I think it just takes all of the fun out of the sport. And I get it, like, it's entertainment, but I think at some points it becomes too commercialized.
Yeah, this is so stupid. Sorry. But, like, 64 teams is already a lot.
That's plenty of
Like,
teams.
like, come on, let's be honest.
Yeah.
And then you got to factor in the fact that, let's say one of these teams who makes it into the 72 teams who didn't make it into the 64 makes a run. Okay, you got to worry about, one more game of worrying about an injury.
Right.
Like, you got one more game. So, like, if these are top NBA prospects who are playing in these games and you make them worry about injury when they shouldn't worry about it, that could completely tank their draft stock. It's unnecessary. It's a stupid risk. And this is so obviously a money grab. And, I hope this doesn't go through because college basketball is fine. It's fine the way it is.
Yeah.
I got one quick thing. If it does go to this, when do we think we'll see the first 18-1 upset?
18-1 upset.
Because that's who's gonna play. It's gonna be 18.
Okay, what's gonna be the over under?
I'm
Is it
curious.
over under 30 years?
I'm curious too how they like format it. Do they do the 18-1
would
matchup,
have to
or do they have more playing? Like,
Yeah, wait, is it gonna be?
I think that's like what the talk is. Like, all right, do we add more seeds or do we add more like playing rounds? And honestly, I'm against both.
Yeah.
Like, leave it how
I think
it is.
I would think there'd be more play-in rounds because
We don't need
18
more.
seeds, that just doesn't
Yeah,
sound
like
right.
the way it's formatted is literally every there are 32 conferences. Every conference gets the auto bid, or there might not be 32, but
There's
something like
I think
that.
It's 31.
And then you have the at-large selections. It's like that for a reason. It works for a reason. I understand Auburn just won the NIT. I understand Miami of Ohio got knocked out in the first round. I understand that was the topic of discussion. I don't care. Auburn didn't get the job done in the regular season. Miami of Ohio did. Like, it's not one of these things where it's like, okay, well, we got left out and we were the last team out. Like, we should have been in. No. Prove that you should be in the regular season.
Yeah.
Because now we're adding more games, and I'm never going to complain about watching more March Madness. I'm going to complain about it being stupid. Like, your teams are already playing 33, 35 regular season games now.
Yeah.
Now we're adding more games to a postseason where, like, quite frankly, you're just going to have bigger upsets. I mean, we're shifting away. I understand, like, it wasn't all chalk this year, but we're shifting away from these Cinderella runs into the Final Four. Like, with NIL, it's pushing that away. The big dogs eat. The blue bloods eat. The rich get richer. And this does not help that at all. It's just going to, in my opinion, increase the gap. Like, especially, Kim Mulkey was saying how she's seeing the gap close on the women's side. It's just starting to close.
Really bad.
This is going to really
Oh my
open it up.
gosh. Just when it's starting
Like,
to grow, too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry. Do you want to go?
I just have one click. I
Go
think
ahead.
if like seeing this tournament, if it does open up, I think the Darren Peterson that's going to be more and more likely to happen.
Oh, for sure.
There's going to be so many more players that do
I
what he
really
did.
think players will sit out the extra round. Like we'll see
Yeah.
more players like on a 1 seed sit out.
Yeah.
You said that you weren't going to complain about having to like watch more March Madness, but honestly, I am. I'm going to complain about having to watch more because it. Oh, is that crazy to say? Because the way Brock just looked at me.
Well, let me hear why.
why. Well, just because, like, in my opinion, if you're going to make March Madness bigger, and it's kind of going to give everybody like a sense of, I guess, not having to try as hard, if that makes sense. Like, with the format it is now, like, you have to, like you were saying, like, prove that you have to be in it. But with you expanding it, it just gives more teams more opportunity to
sneak in
stay
there.
sloppy,
I see what
but
you're saying.
sneak
Yeah.
in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that. I don't really care to see that either.
Yeah.
I also do agree with the point that it's going to make everything more injury prone. I know Gino, the UConn women's basketball team coach, he was saying that, like, it's kind of hard to have to adjust to playing these games sort of kind of back to back all the time. Like, that takes a toll on a lot of players. With this, do you guys know if it'll be like more of a stretch of not having to play or having to play more?
Oh, I mean, if they have to wait longer, then it's like not even March Madness at that point.
Right,
Like,
that's what
you know
I mean. Like,
and adding this, the games already go into April, and then you add an extra round. Like, just at this point, just call it March/April Madness.
just call it basketball madness
Yeah,
at this point
like, yeah.
because, yeah, I don't know. It's just something that I don't really want to see. I don't see the point other than it's going to make people more money.
Yeah. And I think the more disturbing part to me is that I know for a fact if this is to go through, they're not going to stop at 76 teams. They're going
Right.
to try to increase this thing again. They did the
Right.
same thing with the college football playoffs.
I was
It's
gonna make that point.
it's not going to be enough.
I think they saw college football do it, and then they got inspiration from it. But it works for college football because you were only at 4 teams out of 160 something that could possibly make it into Division I college football playoffs.
Yeah.
Now it works because this is still 12 of that 160 whatever, and now it's more competitive because, okay, now you have the first 3 teams out.
Right.
And it causes debate, okay, who should get in, who shouldn't. And it's the same thing right now for basketball because we still have that debate all the time. Okay, who should be playing in these first team out, like, playing games? And then, it just creates a mystique around it.
Yeah.
It's another good word.
Mystique.
You,
I'll
were,
s-
yeah, you weren't a heater today.
Yeah.
We got finicky. We got Mystique.
You said something else earlier in the take that I meant to say.
Well,
I don't want to interrupt you, but
This is my last thing with the NCAA too. Like, if you read the articles and you read like, all right, who are the people that are talking about this? It's NCAA officials and media partners. It's not NCAA officials and athletic departments,
Yeah.
schools, universities. It's officials and ESPN and ABC. Like, that's who, and CBS.
A bunch of people.
The guys that are making the money.
Yeah.
they don't cater to the players at
Taking
all.
none of the risk.
yeah, and
Exactly.
on the college football point, like college football did that because of it, like March Madness. They did it because they saw the success with that.
And they want to do it again.
yeah, and now they want to go to 24, which I think is. way-
that's not.
I think it needs to go. If they're going to expand, go to 16.
It
So,
should have
and
just gone to 8. It shouldn't have gone to 12. It
I
should
don't
have gone
mind-
to 8.
I don't mind the 12.
I don't mind 12
I think
either.
it should stay at 12.
I personally, I wouldn't. I'm not mad at 8. I'm not mad at 12. 16 is too much. Like, it's just so stupid. It's so also stupid because you don't need to make unnecessary changes. And I don't know what goes on through these people's heads who make these decisions. Like, what are you thinking about aside from money?
That's
Oh, nothing.
that's it. That's literally.
They're just trying to make money.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating from a fan perspective, especially from somebody who has played these sports and understands like what these players are going through, and somebody who watches all these sports and watches these games, somebody who's sat here and has interviewed these players. I'm face to face with these players who they're making the decisions for. How many times can these people at ESPN be like, "Oh yeah, I sat down and I got to talk to so and so on Duke, or like so and so on LSU," or you know what I mean? Like, they're not saying that.
Yeah.
They're just not saying that.
I do often think, like, when decisions like these are made, it sucks that the people that are who are going to have to deal with this, they're never being consulted on this type. Like, no one's asking the players, what do you think about playing in an extra game, 2 extra games? And I think it's pretty, I don't know, it's just nasty, man. Like, they're already putting their bodies on the line, and I think this is, like you said, this is going to increase the chances of those big-name players sitting out. This is the only positive from this is we're going to make more money, as if you're not making enough money from sponsorships and deals already. You have all the money in the world that you could ask for. Like, look at the guy on Michigan, Yaxel Lindebor. He was on one leg in that championship game. Like, if they were to increase this thing to 76 games, you're only going to have more situations like that, and it's just going to get even worse. And I think it's going to taint the product of college basketball, men's, especially men's.
Which
and
is
it's
already
yeah, exactly. It's already low. It's already, being diluted with the whole one and done thing. Yeah, I think this would just be very, very bad for college basketball. But let's talk about the World Cup. We got a soccer guy in here. Will, you were singing a song.
I'm not.
Oh,
I'm
you're not gonna sing
gonna
it? Okay.
But yeah, look, it's a World Cup year
Sing it
in
with
soccer, and it's, I guess, especially special because it's in North America this year. It's split up between the United States, Canada, and Mexico. Most of the games will, including the final, will be played in the United States. The final.
Where is the final going to be played?
New York, New
Okay.
Jersey, MetLife Stadium. So, but it's a
MetLife?
MetLife, yeah.
Oof. Oh,
Well, they actually, as a part of the agreement, they have to put like natural grass.
Oh.
Yeah.
But they're only doing it for just that game, and then they're.
Oh, they can't do it
turf
for the
right back.
NFL, though.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
But
They should.
it's a really interesting time because often in World Cup years, like players, they're, when they're playing for their clubs and they're playing, in their leagues, they've got that little extra motivation to perform, to put on well. You have your regulars, but you have guys that want to get that spot. They dream of this moment, and with how many games with how big the schedule is nowadays, a lot of these guys are getting injured, and they're now at risk of missing the World Cup. Some big names include like Lamine Yamal of Spain. He pulled his hamstring last week for Barcelona, and now he's at risk of missing a couple games, if not the tournament. Xavi Simons, midfielder for the Netherlands, plays for Tottenham. He just tore his ACL this weekend, so he's going to miss it. Christian Romero is a defender for Argentina. He also plays for Tottenham. He hurt his MCL. He's at risk of missing it. Like, there's all this discussion. And so it kind of had me thinking, like, you go down the list of, like, stars that are injured, and it hurts the heavyweights a lot. Now, this is the first year that the World Cup has been expanded as well. They've expanded it from 32 teams to 48. They've added this new thing where the 8 best third-place teams will progress, and they'll have an extra knockout stage around. So it's kind of got me thinking, like, who are the favorites? Who's going to win it? And I just kind of want to get y'all's take on, first, the change to the format,
Yeah.
if y'all even watch it. The change to the format, expanding the tournament, all that stuff. And then who's y'all's favorites are.
This is an event where I do like expanding the format. More countries getting representation is always great for any sport, especially for an already global sport like soccer. I mean,
Or football.
or
You never know who's
football.
listening.
Sorry, guys. Soccer/football.
Yeah.
So I'm all about it. I think this is good. I don't know. I don't watch enough soccer to be like, hey, soccer isn't as physically taxing as a sport like basketball. But based off what I've watched, like, it doesn't appear to be that way. So I think this is good. Now, in terms of who I think is going to win, I've thought about it a little bit, and I think I'm going to go with France, or I'm going to go with Brazil.
Interesting. That's an interesting one.
Brazil.
Yeah.
Brazil, I think for Brazil, it's more of the history thing. I mean,
Yeah, they've underperformed at the last couple. The pressure's definitely on.
yeah, so
and it's crazy. Like, when the Brazilian players lose, like, they can't go back to Brazil for a while.
Yeah.
They will die if they go back.
yeah,
It's
y'all-
that
y'all-
serious.
It's that
Yes.
serious in Brazil. So
It's a religion.
I think I'm gonna go final pick. I'm gonna go Brazil.
That's a dark horse right there. Yeah.
That's a dark horse.
Well, I hope for their sake they win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That took a dark turn. But I'm gonna go with France. I'm not exactly educated in the World
Yeah.
Cup. Just I do know Kylian Mbappe. I think he's very good. But Will, I actually have a question for you. You mentioned how the guys play up for their country. We also just saw the WBC with Team Venezuela. Who do you think is your Team Venezuela for the World Cup?
Oh, man. It's hard to say. I don't. I think, the last couple years, Morocco, like African nations have been on the rise. For the first time ever, there was an African nation in the semifinal in Morocco. And they're good. Senegal is also really good. I'm actually gonna go with, and they're dealing with some injuries right now, but Japan has performed very well at the last couple World Cups.
Okay.
They're
on the rise in every sport.
They are, and they've been kind of hanging in there with the big dogs a little bit, and so it wouldn't surprise me to see Japan kind of make a run. They've got some quality guys. I would say, yeah, Japan's. I'm gonna go with Japan.
Maybe a better question would be like, who would you compare? Like who compares to Team Venezuela? Maybe not win it all, but like a team that's passionate about it.
Oh, well, all of them. Like all
Yeah,
of them.
this is like
this
one
is
of those,
this
yeah.
is literally, it's the biggest competition in the world. Like,
This
like
is their Super Bowl.
Like,
essentially.
not
you
only
know,
this is their
this is the
life.
world,
Like
yeah.
this is their life goal.
Like, how people were making the argument USA and the WBC wasn't that, even USA is like, okay, this is
I'm gonna disagree with.
You're gonna
that
disagree?
there, yeah. But that's a topic for
I
another
just think,
day.
as a non-soccer guy, I think we
I'll tell you
focus
what.
ourselves
You
on
also-
it.
If you want to find a country that cares about the World Cup more than anything else,
Sounds like Brazil. based
no,
off what-
Argentina. Well, really any South American
Argentina,
country,
for sure.
but Argentina. There are, and it's not just because of Messi. It has been that way for years and years and years and years. Like, the best Argentinian players will 10 times out of 10 rather play for Argentina than their clubs. And it's kind of why they get a lot of hate sometimes. But when Argentina won that World Cup 4 years ago, when they won the last one, like, that's why it was such a big moment for Messi, because it was like that was the thing that his entire like prime years, prime Messi could not win Argentina a trophy. not just the World Cup. They couldn't win the Copa America. They'd make it to finals. They'd miss penalties. Like Messi retired from playing for Argentina because he lost the final. Like there's so much pressure on those guys, and they really, really care about the World Cup.
Shout out Diego Maradona.
I love this.
He's one of the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever
Also one of the
you ever
most
heard
controversial.
you ever heard of the hand of God?
Don't get me started on that, bro. Don't get me started.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm going to go France as well. I actually did watch the last World Cup, or I watched the final. I watched the final between France and Argentina.
In my opinion, the greatest game played.
I've heard that a lot of times. So, and I saw what Mbappe did there. I saw what's the thing they do at the end? Not the
PKs, penalty shootouts.
the shootout. I watched that between he and Messi and the whole squad, and I don't know. I think he's just gonna come back with a vengeance, man. And I saw they are like one of the favorites. I think it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
For them to be a favorite. So yeah, I'm a roll with France.
They've
on
got
this
this guy. His name's Michael Olise, and he's, if not the best, he's a top 5 player in the world right now. At least this season, he's up there for the Ballon d'Or, which is like the MVP of the entire season.
Mm-hmm.
And so their front line is really something.
I also really like what they're doing with the stadiums, the advertising. I don't know. We haven't talked about that yet.
Yeah, that's another interesting thing.
So I went to whenever I went to Dallas for gymnastics on our day off, we took a tour of AT&T Stadium, and some of the games for the World Cup are going to be played in AT&T Stadium. So when I went, they had no turf, no grass on the field. It was just all dirt, and they were spraying down the dirt. And this is the first time ever that they're doing this, but it's not going to be AT&T Stadium during the World Cup. It's going to be the Arlington National Stadium. So in AT&T Stadium, they have a Dr. Pepper ad, they have Pepsi, they have Miller Lite, they have something else. They're blocking out like almost every single one of those big advertisements they have on like the decks and stuff, and they're changing them for the sake of the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
So and then they're also doing that with the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta.
It's every
It's like
stadium.
every stadium, yeah. So I think that's it. This is the first time ever that AT&T Stadium has ever done this. They've been AT&T Stadium for as long as they've existed.
Yeah.
It's the first time they've ever been not AT&T Stadium.
Again, it just kind of shows how big of a deal the tournament is that these like huge venues are willing to do that. Like,
Yeah.
You know how many people they said they were going to have working for World Cup? They said they were going to have, I want to say, the guy told me, 10,000 people working in the stadium. for
When is the
Cup.
World Cup game in Dallas, actually?
Well, yeah,
I got to make sure I'm not there. for
well, I think there are a couple.
There's going to be more than one.
It's not just one. I think there are like 3 or 4. I
Well,
think
let's-
one of them's in the knockout stage.
It's Japan, Netherlands, England, Croatia, Argentina, Austria, Japan, Sweden, Argentina, Jordan, and then they're going to have at least 4 more after they decide who made it to the next rounds.
that. That traffic is going to be crazy.
I feel
Dallas
bad for them.
already sucks. But before we get up out of here, we got another little special topic. I guess y'all should make this a thing into the next year. We're going to rank the top 5 sounds in sports. What we mean by that is swish of the net, the crack of the baseball bat, I don't know, catching a football, whatever sounds you can think of when you playing sports. How do y'all want to do this? Is everybody getting their own top 5, or are we just going to rank the 5th best?
We can do I kind of want to do my own top 5 because mine's going to be probably different.
Okay, we'll start with you, no?
All right. So we're gonna go from 5 to 1. Okay. No particular order, but 1 is my favorite for sure. So I'm gonna have crack of the pads football. We make a big hit. I think nothing barely anything beats that for me. Honestly.
Man, bro, that sound there used to like make my heart sink. Like,
Yeah,
you
man.
You just know it's gonna be a long day, man.
Something about just a big hit, just.
Yeah.
And another one that would be on there, Swish the Net. I mean, that's just an all-timer. Another one, so I'm at 3 right now. I'm going to have to go with the sound of a body kick in UFC or MMA, period, kickboxing.
Yeah.
A good connection on a body kick, I mean, it sounds like it hurts and it just looks like it hurts. And After that, I'm gonna go with the sound of the ball in golf draining a putt, making a putt,
Well, like
just making it to the cup.
spins in the hole.
Yeah, just. I mean, first off, making a putt just feels so nice, and then complemented by that sound. Like, it's just so good. And then number one, best sound in sports is the crack of the baseball bat. I think that is one of the most iconic sounds in sports. I think it just simply for me cannot get any better than that.
I have a question.
Yeah,
Metal or wood?
wood.
Yep.
Wood. That's the only right choice. So something about the ting just doesn't do it for me. I like the crack. Yeah, exactly.
You ever played catcher growing up?
I was not a catcher. That's one of the positions
Dude.
I didn't play.
The metal bats when they square one up, you can't hear it for a solid.
It's loud.
20 seconds.
Yeah.
It used to, it was bad.
So yeah, I said I already forgot. Let's somebody else.
I'll go. I got
Okay.
number 5. So mine's gonna be baseball heavy. I'm a big baseball guy. Number 5. This is probably gonna be a curveball for y'all. No pun intended. It's when you're wearing metal cleats and you're walking on the cement.
Oh, I do
Dude,
like.
Oh, you
Yeah,
took that's
Something about that.
Yep.
that is a good sound.
It's just
yeah.
fantastic. Number 4. Now this is a recency bias because we just played bowling.
Saturday.
Saturday. When you bowl a strike and all the pins fall.
That's a good
I
one.
think you actually pointed that out.
That happened a lot with me. I
Yeah.
can't.
That's
believe-
actually what sparked this.
That's where this came from. Yeah.
Yeah,
I just realized what he said, man.
I think your favorite sound would probably be a gutter ball.
Ooh, you're one to talk, buddy. You're one to talk.
Hey, look, I did score. I did beat you.
Yeah, he has 67.
one. No, actually, you didn't beat.
I did. Game 1, I beat you.
I was third place, second place.
Y'all weren't first, so like neither one of
Didn't he
y'all
not
won.
come in last on that
Guys,
first game?
ladies.
It don't matter. You won in first. If you're not in first.
All right, look,
But
I'm just saying.
Continue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Number
go.
3, a swish. That's probably pretty consensus. That'll probably be on everybody's list.
Yeah.
Number 2 is a crack of the bat, and my favorite sound in sports, being a catcher, is when you catch a fastball in
Yeah.
the mitt. When you get a good pop of the mitt, I think that's the best sound in sports. A crack of the bat is a close second, but I think that's top 2.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I can go.
Oh, okay.
This is not in particular order for like the first 4. The swish of a net, obviously.
Yeah.
Catching a football. The splash and diving. We need to like dive off the boards.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
a good one.
Point shoes. If you guys ever.
Point shoes.
Yeah,
Tap
ballet.
dance?
Yeah.
Point shoes.
Okay.
Tap
Well,
dancing.
No. Tap dancing's not a sport, man.
It's not.
Well, dance.
Dance is a sport, right?
Oh, well, dance is. Oh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
But I
guess,
meant
yeah.
like point shoes, like the sound of point shoes.
I don't even know what that
Yeah, I'm
sounds like.
unfamiliar with
Oh.
that.
And then my favorite of all time is sticking a landing in gymnastics.
Okay.
Okay.
When you stick a landing on a mat, I love it.
Okay.
All right.
Oh.
So, I'm really gonna have to agree with Brock. I'm kind of sad that this is my dark horse too, but the sound of cleats on pavement is like beautiful to me. Like it makes me want to cry. That might be my number 1 actually. I don't know. This is in no order. So there's that. The sound of like kicking a soccer ball or like a first touch of a soccer ball. That's up there. Hitting a forehand in tennis, like when you connect it, it's nice. Catching a baseball, like when the glove hits your mitt and it pops
Yeah.
and it hits that leather, that's beautiful. And then my last one, I'm gonna go with. Oh, I don't even like this sound. I just think it's funny when a football like doinks,
Doink.
a doink.
You know?
Off the net.
Yeah,
or
like
off the,
off the
field goal post?
upright, like it's just crazy.
Okay.
So either that or a big hit, like
big
Noah
hit.
said, the crack of the pads or
Yeah.
helmet.
Honorable mention to the sound of a driver in
Like a NASCAR or something.
no, like golf. When you swing your driver in like a wooded environment.
Yeah.
It like echoes if you get a good strike. Hitting a flush shot in golf as well. I mean, I could go on about golf, but I only wanted to pick one. So
That's actually my 5th spot. The sound of a golf swing, that whoosh sound that it makes, like it's, I don't know, man. It's just so satisfying. Like it kind of made me want to get into golf. So yeah, we'll go that. And then I'm a boxing guy, So I'm gonna go. Have y'all ever heard the sound of them hitting the speed bat?
Yeah.
That it. I don't know what it is.
When
It
it's
just-
like the drum cadence.
Yeah, it's like exactly. It's like a drum cadence. I'm gonna go that. 3. I'm gonna go the bowling pins. The bowling pins, like it sparked this entire segment on Saturday. Yeah, and like Brock said, when you get a strike, man, it just you hear all the pins fall. Like it's a really good feeling. 2. I'm gonna go the crack of the baseball bat. It's just so nostalgic, man. Especially a wooden bat, like you guys said. And then 1, I'm gonna go. Of course, I got to go a swish. A swish, like I played basketball in high school, and personally, like playing sports, the sound of a swish, seeing the ball go through the hoops so clearly, like it eases your mind in a way that nothing. Like when you see that, you know, like it's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a good day.
I can't believe, as an honorable mention, none of us said this, but a crowd pop. Like when you really get the
But
crowd going.
I feel like that's more of like
That's like an audience.
That's more an external
Yeah,
thing. I
yeah.
think.
Yeah, it's not like the
because I thought about it, but I mean that's not like
like when, say,
When the crowd goes crazy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
or a crowd silencer.
It also depends because each sport is like a little bit different. I
Yeah.
think like a crowd pop in golf is
Well, that's when they hit the
different
ball.
from
like
yeah, exactly. So I think it's a little bit different. But that's going to do it for us here today in the John Fisher Podcast Studio. Thank you guys for watching for the final show of this semester.
Wait, hold on. Before we stop.
yeah, before,
Jay,
before we stop,
I need to stop for a second, Jay. Don't look.
close
Yeah,
your
close your
eyes.
Did I miss some?
Yes.
Leaving the young in
In
Check
in
your
honor,
text messages,
well, I
bro.
did-
in honor of Jay's final podcast here at
Hold on, don't open
KLSU,
your eyes
Okay,
yet.
that was not.
which actually, Jay, keep your eyes closed. But I got a
Yeah,
question
yeah.
for you.
up?
What has been your favorite moment working here at KLSU Sports?
Favorite moment.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, a lot of crinkling.
Can I just say this? This was not.
My favorite moment working with... All right, I'm going to just tell you like what comes to mind. I watched Jaden Daniels throw for 350 yards and rush for 200. I worked that game.
Against Florida?
Against Florida. I asked him a question afterwards in the press conference. So yeah, that was probably my favorite moment.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right. 3,
3,
2, 1.
Yo,
I gotta go.
How do you do this?
No.
Yo.
Hey,
There we go. Oh,
there we go. Yeah.
I do it. Look, you got it.
it.
It's not working.
Mine's broken.
There we go.
Oh my god.
Mine just fell apart.
Thank you guys.
Congratulations.
Thank you guys. It's been a long 3-4 years. However, who's counting, right? But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to leave a comment what your top 5 sounds in sports are. And we'll see you next semester. And this has been the Hodges Huddle.